Alright guys, we're doing another video with the 309 volt batteries. I know a lot of you guys enjoyed the last one. Some of you were concerned, some of you enjoyed it. So today, instead of shocking random things, what we're going to do is I have a few different types of food that we're going to shock and see if we can cook something with these 309 volt batteries that are making 2700 volts. But since a lot of you were concerned about safety, I am going to have some safety precautions. I got new gloves that are rated for 12,000 volts, so we should be good there. A lot of you told me that those leather gloves wouldn't have done anything. And then some heavier duty test leads, so we should be good there. And then the last thing is I'm going to try not to handle both of them with both hands, and I'm just going to try to use one hand, so that way if I do get shocked or whatever, it'll just be just the one hand instead of both hands, and it'll be me completing the circuit. That way nothing bad happens. So let's start shocking some food. Okay, so just in case you didn't see the first video, I will have it linked in the description so that you can go watch that. But I wanted to give you a sneak peek at how all this is hooked up, so you can see all 309 volt batteries laid out. And basically all I've done is I've just hooked them together like Legos, just all the positives to the negatives. And I have 4 of these banks. And of course, I couldn't put them all together in one big long row because my table's not long enough. So I have them set up in these 4 banks. And then I have jumper wires like this connecting each bank to each one. So the main positive is over here, and then it's hooked together all the way, snaked through all the banks. And then the negative is on the other side. And then I just hook up these 2 leads, and I'll have both of these copper nails on the leads, and these will be like our probes. And that way we can get a full 2700 volts. So let's get started. All right, so the first food that we're gonna be trying to cook is going to be eggs. I don't know if eggs are conductive or not. If they are, I feel like this is gonna be extremely cool. But if they're not, then it's probably gonna be kind of boring. If they are conductive, there should be definitely enough voltage here to, like in the last video, how I had the lemon juice in here and I could have the one probe in this side and then the electricity would jump all the way to this side. I'm thinking that the same thing could happen with the eggs, and then it just might get hot enough that it could cook them. So 1 egg, 2 eggs, 3 eggs. All right, now let's see if these are conductive. All right, as you can see, I've zoomed you guys in. I've got everything hooked up. I'm trying to do everything with just my gloved hand. Now we have our positive. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! So I guess eggs are conductive. Wow. That's worse than the lemon juice. I didn't think it was going to be that violent. Let's go over here and let's just go for the egg whites. They're not as violent, but the yolks are crazy violent. I don't know. Oh, it is. It's a little bit cooked. You can see the yolk. Maybe if I just stab it a bunch, it'll kind of get cooked. It smells really burnt, but that you can see that's actually kind of cooked. All right, I zoomed it out so you can see more action. So I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna stab this inside of this yolk. Oh, I broke the yolk. Yeah, maybe that'll work right there. Now let's see what happens. Really? Nothing? Oh, there we go. You can see, I'm okay. I think we're done. You can see it, I mean, it's not really cooking it, but you can see that it's easily burning it. I had no idea that eggs would be that conductive. That's really cool. So that was actually pretty crazy. I never would have thought that eggs would have been that conductive. That was pretty crazy. So obviously this isn't connected to anything. It's like some of the eggs still burnt onto that nail. Just threw that away. And if you look real close, over here, you can see that the nail burnt a hole in the Tupperware container. It's actually semi-cooked. More like burnt, but that's better than what I expected. I really didn't expect the eggs to be conductive hardly at all. Oh, now I'm making a mess. All right, now our next thing is something very interesting. Not crazy interesting, but I am very curious about what the results will be. A hot dog. I'm really curious about this for two reasons, or really just one main reason, is because a hot dog is a pretty good representation of a finger. So I really want to see how the electricity affects this, and it'll give you a semi-good idea of what would happen if you touched all 300 of these 9-volt batteries together. We're just going to take one copper nail, stab it inside of this hot dog. So it's about halfway in this hot dog. Hook this back up, and obviously this isn't connected to the batteries yet. All right, I have a fresh nail on the positive lead. Everything is live. Now, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Do you think this hot dog will be conductive, and what do you think is gonna happen? 3, 2, 1. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Jeez, I barely touched it. Whoa. That is absolutely crazy. It's just trying to blow a hole right through it. Whoa. Jeez. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but there's little bits of hot dog everywhere. Oh, a little bit got on me. Wow, that's insane. Alright, everything has been disconnected. It's actually not that hot. That nail's not that hot either. Let's check that out though. You can see right here on the hot dog, you can see how this is like basically just, just like burned right out of here, just like someone took a knife and just carved this out. And that's just from just barely touching it. So I guess 2700 volts is a little bit too much to cook a hot dog. So yet again, the hot dog was way more conductive than I would have thought. I would have never guessed that a hot dog would have been that conductive. But I guess it is 2700 volts. And from seeing the big crater that the electricity dug inside this hot dog, I don't think if you touched 2700 volts with your bare hands, I don't think it did very good. So next up, and last but not least, one of my least favorite foods on this earth, a pickle. If you guys have seen my videos in the past, you know I despise pickles. I just absolutely hate them. I think they're disgusting. They smell bad. There's nothing to like about a pickle. I guess that'll work. I'm gonna change it up a little bit, and I'm gonna stick this one in there just a tiny bit. Just like maybe ½ inch. And see what kind of an effect that has. Alright, for all you gross people that like pickles, this might be hard to watch, but I will thoroughly be enjoying this. I'm going to assume that this is going to be just like the hot dog, and as soon as I touch it, it's probably going to start just trying to catch on fire. 3, 2, 1. Oh! Even more aggressive than the hot dog. Oh! Wow. Okay. I think that's enough. Alright, so, since I really don't like pickles, I know that all of you want me to hold it on there for a long time anyway. What I've done is I've come up with this contraption. Basically all I've done is duct taped the nail and the lead to this piece of PVC pipe. That way I can stand way back here, and then I can hold it on there for as long as I feel like. Alright, now it's time for this pickle to die. 3, 2, Jeez. Oh, that's crazy. Alright, I think that pickle's dead. Well, that was really cool. That was kind of like if you've ever used a plasma cutter to cut like a sheet of metal. That's kind of what that felt like. It was like a plasma cutter, but for pickles. And I really hate pickles, so that felt pretty good. Now, that's the last food item we had. So I have one more bonus item. Somebody in the last video in the comments, they asked me if I had an RC car or if I had an old RC car motor. And I just happen to have one. I have a Titan 12T 550 that came out of an old RC car. So we're gonna hook that up to the batteries and see what that does. All right, as you can see, I already have the negative lead hooked up. I'm just gonna use my pole that I made to touch to the red lead, and I genuinely have no idea what's gonna happen. So 2700 volts to an RC car motor. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Now that was pretty cool. It started spinning. I think if they just wouldn't arc, that'd be all right. Let's use the other side of this pole here. Bring this back in frame. I wish it just wouldn't arc. That'd be so much cooler. Alright, let's lower the voltage and see what that does. Alright, I don't know exactly how many volts this is, but this is roughly about a third of the batteries. I didn't really count. So let's see what this does. Oh, it still has the same effect, even though it's only a third of the batteries. Oh, quit arcing. Oh, it's just too much volts. Alright, well, that was pretty cool. Well, it turns out food is way more conductive than I thought. I think the eggs surprised me the most. I figured that they would be a little bit conductive, but I had no idea that they would be that violent whenever you would make a connection inside of them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I had a blast doing it, especially cutting through the pickle. That was really cool. If there's anything else that you want to see me shock with all 300 of these batteries, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.